best that time in the airport I rest. The brother give me the fear, the premise of death. The work of my life without again.
I live
Master.
Clé Paris ou bien you, I can't ask Sktv-Lib. C'est ma chenille, tina ke assez ma yamu. Engi sano muni, emu aye yo. Engi lofa mui, emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. So she walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh that time and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from River Sass, River G to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Monserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
I said for the young, I never think for the oil. Sorry to say, most of the way is bad damage. It's damaged or something. Whether she's taking something, so I kept asking if you're able to smoke or drink or taking something. I said, oh, why you he asked me, he said, but when is sickness, that liver sickness, when the sickness started, I said, it's not just in 1 week. For that, even 10 people when they're in 1 week, I had a sickness start. So he said, okay. Then they say we'll try. We were on Saturday. Brother will tell me you can't get food for home on Monday. The catcher said the food condition is very bad. Now we can't separate program also then. So we're fast. I care her with record my yard in the ambulance. That kind of chatting for the father to carry. So when to carry, and when carry said they can't accept the food. We went JFK. JFK said that they are happy. They put in use the beer, they put an SLC, they can't use the beer. They will carry the beer. Then the other gear I will out to TV my friends and say, but you know what to do? They don't care what to how to call the hospital and they carry the military hospital. So they put out the monkey. When you're allowed to carry the gear to military hospital, so the money I get so you're going from then let me travel there.
Well, we want to say the pleasant good evening to all of you, our people. What's the time like? Let's check your watch. Those of you who have your watch or you have your gadgets, check all of the things and tell us the time from your end or from what I said in broadcast. It's 5 minutes past 6. That's the time check right here in the studio. For a matter of fact, today is the 9th of May, the 5th month. That means the days are running with speed or time. You know, time wait for no man, right? So anytime you see this thing happening, that means the time is not waiting for all of us as people. So the best thing to do is to always be in time. Either you in time or you against time. So you see the life. So for some of us who are hustling, you know, when you hustle up, either you fight hard to be in time, because if you are not in time, when time go against you, that means you will struggle, and you know they say people have some kind of saying to what kind of more days time they love stuff. Those of you that know this thing, they say the days the lobster has eaten. I don't know when we'll get some of these days back. So all of these days, the politicians are eating from us. I don't know whether we'll get these days back or we'll just forget about our own and leave it with God and go see the papier. Well, that's it, folks. So again, folks, good evening and welcome. For a matter of fact, this Friday, the 9th of May, the 5th month. Welcome to the Sktv Friday edition. The rest of the team will be here very, very soon. They're already setting up. I'm seeing most of our team members be on the same setting up. So they will join me very, very soon. Please, let's share the show. Those of you who just joining us, let's share the show. That's the best thing to do. Steve already around here, Monk already here. It won't be easy today. So please let's share the show so that all of our people, our viewers, those of you who are always viewing, this people will come here, don't mind Steve will not come here with my leak salaries document. I can't take that one from Steve. Edward Brushes, good evening. Robert Fasulu Jackley, good evening. Ali Donso, good evening. James David, good evening. Ali Masalem, good evening. And that of the rest of you, that means it's a pleasant Friday, the weekend started. But my brother's already in the studio. I don't know how can I get it. Your man is serious there. Some kind of, the work is there, in the mess serious there. We have those kind of jokes. So you don't take some of the jokes so serious. So, but Steve is serious like dog killer. That's the kind of talk that we always say. But Steve, my brother, good evening and happy Friday. The weekend start like this. Even though some of our people, they already eating 6 years of our time. But my brother, happy weekend.
My man, happy weekend to you. The weekend starts, like you said. I want to reach out to our people to say happy Friday to all of you from around the globe, especially those of you in the diaspora, those back home. Happy Friday. It's good to be on the phone as always. Important people on earth. The Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. Folks, this is not a joke. We are here for another edition. The Melbourne can say it. Don't you dare change the dial. We are here. Monk is here. I'm here. We're not jacking. We're not playing yet. So good to be back. Happy Friday. Let's share the show. A lot of things to talk about today. I know Monk will start off the social aspect of the show. If you got anything on mind, I know he's shared a couple of things with me this week, which I found very fascinating. Also saw Melbourne commenting on some of them, which I found to be also very interesting. But that Melbourne led noise. Don't see him like that in that noise. But I there. So folks, let's share the show. Invite somebody.
Somebody asking whether I'm still a secretary. What thing that will make me to leave the other position? I like the position. Let me be frank. This is the pro bono position I love.
Man, don't listen to those here, them, man. What is your position? That is only position. The position where you been in your life been together. That is only it.
Thank you.
Never get in that position in life together. You're not get where to do. Melbourne been in that position. His life has been together.
Oh, tell them, my chairman. Tell them, chairman.
I'll be saying I'm talking different things. Melbourne life together. So Melbourne, let's turn it to Monk so he can start the social aspect real quick before we get into the show.
Well, guys, I'm here. Thank God to be on. Sktv. Today is Friday. The start of the weekend, and we are glad to be on Sktv to all our listeners, audience, sympathizers, well-wishers. And don't forget, today is Friday, and you know what Friday on Sktv means? We have been lagging behind in terms of meeting our goals financially on Sktv to keep the show going. So I hope our people in their good faith and conscience can show up today, at least to make up for that weekly standard. It's been a very, very long time. And from an operational standpoint, that's not good for Sktv, and most especially when it comes to covering operational costs or operating costs. So people should show up today. Please, the Cash App or the Zelle, the WhatsApp is there. But I started the show today. I tag you guys to something that I saw that's very disturbing in our community. They got people that live in this country and they travel halfway across the globe. But I keep saying it that their minds are yet to migrate. They still do things like people that live in the village. And when you do civics, they tell you that the city is a better place to live because it offers more opportunity for growth and development. as opposed to people in rural community. It means that they are bad off. It just means that when you live in a bigger city or in an industrialized country, the way you see things and the way you analyze things is different because you are being exposed. You see things from multiple dimensions. I saw a disturbing video today, and I know we all talk about the whole thing about social media, about a special need kid whose video was shared because of gossip and the likes and the whole validation on social media. Because I think what day before yesterday, maybe my sister had a conversation about no matter what personal stuff you got with a parent, kids should always be of limit. You know, children are innocent. They should be protected rather than being exposed or victimized. So to see that video circulating, I don't know, Steve, you know about this more than me when it comes to social issue and or when it comes to psychoanalysis and the social sciences. You got a facility, right, that a kid living and somebody there would just go and carry on some kind of a random recording and put it on social media, knowing that the kid is vulnerable, that they got some issue, they are special need kid. And Minnesota got some of the toughest law. You know, one thing people don't understand about Minnesota is one of the toughest states in this country, from education to healthcare to everything. But the perception is because more Liberians live in Minnesota, so people believe that they can do things in Minnesota the way how they do things back home, not knowing that the composition of the state is very, very tough among some of the 50 states in America. So when I saw that video, I was like, man, God, I don't know who a jabber does a career or their job to go to this extra length just because they want some kind of a validation or clicks or like on social media to record this kid. But I know the person that recorded that video, they will do an investigation, they will get to them, and then they will find out inside. So you can take it over from there. I just wanted to bring that point on speaking of social issue, so you can elaborate further on that.
Well, Monk, thank you. That's a very important component of the life that we live now. Engaging some of these women. You know, we always say these things, and sometimes women will come up here and say, oh, you're just bashing women, and you're not talking about the men, you're just bashing women, you're not talking about the men or whatever it is. But the truth about it is, most of the cases we've seen so far, it comes from some of our Liberian women. You know, yesterday, Milburn shared some kind of video with me from one of our sister Decanty, who, along with another person, another Liberian lady, they were having a fascinating discussion, you know, about motherhood, about some of the good things that people can do, about mental health. They were just, you know, I came on there after Milburn tagged me on. I came on there and I listened to it, you know, I listened to it for a brief while. And I said, what a fascinating conversation. You would think that women would have flooded over there to learn, you know, to get some insight, to get knowledge from experts, from people who have experiences, who came from maybe mothers struggling, you know, paved their way through. Nobody say everybody got to go to school. Nobody say everybody got to get a degree or whatever it is. But just be able to carry yourself in a decent way. You know, I really enjoyed it, even though I came on late, but I enjoyed the last aspect of the conversation, what I heard. I thought it was very fascinating. I thought it was very good. And I would think in my mind, this is where women will gravitate so that they can learn from the mistakes or whatever it is. But no, Monk, they gravitate to these gossips, unhealthy conversations. And what they don't understand is the way the mind works is the information you feed the mind with. That's how your life is, and that's what you get attracted to. And that's why, you know, sometimes we have to discipline ourselves. Me personally, I don't watch certain movies. I don't listen to certain music. I don't go to certain places. I don't do certain things. Not I'm better than the people that go there or anything, but I want to have a better mental health. I want to be better in my thought process. I want to be better in my emotions, in my feelings. I don't want to have to think that I got to go listen to somebody else gossiping about somebody that would not even benefit me, for it to make sense to me or for my life to be validated, or for me to feel like I have temporary peace or whatever struggle, whatever issues I have going on, it's been resolved. I'm just keeping myself in denial. And so we have part of this generation also who've gravitated negatively towards the social media or whatever it is. Some people call themselves celebrity. You know, I've heard someone use the word Wendy Williams or whatever it is. You got to be careful about who you want to be your role model. Today, okay, you want Wendy Williams to be your role model? Great. Are you willing to end up in a state of mind Wendy Williams is in currently, wherein the state or the local government got to make decisions for her because she's mentally not capable to make decisions for herself? Do you want to end up in that state? So you got to pick your role models, and you got to pick the things that you listen to. Who told you coming on social media and talking about your personal problem, your personal life helps solve your own personal problems? And the sad part about it, Monk, these are not children behaving like this. These are grown women.
Women, yep.
Women. I'm not saying children. I'm not saying 18-year. Look, you will say these are 19-year-old, 18-year-old, 17-year-old inexperienced children, or let me use for better words, girls that come on social media and misbehave. But these are grown women with grown children. And the sad part, what I don't get is, in the age of social media and technology where people are connected, they don't understand that this has the potential to even impact the children. Not only from a mental standpoint, but the bullying that comes with it. Do you know what it means for you to go somewhere as a young person while you're trying to integrate and find yourself or adapt to society and other stressors and other things like that, but then somebody putting your mom video up misbehaving on Facebook in public? Do you know what that means? Do you know the extra layer of stress that you put on that child? But I wanted to talk about that. I want to say this to all of the women. I don't stand with what this woman has been doing. She has been misbehaving in our community at her age. She's proven to be one of the most disgraceful women ever. Can you imagine you're 50 years old and the only way you think you can make money is to come in public and misbehave? But her problem is not even bigger. The one that's even bigger are the women that are supporting her financially. Every night. Do you know what it means for you to go there every night? For somebody to spend 3-4 hours every night sitting down, insulting other people, talking about other people's business that don't even benefit you. How does coming on Facebook and saying the person loving to the person benefit me? How does that help me? How does that help you who are listening to it? How does that move your life? And then your wife, and then your husband? Well, how does that elevate you? The fact that you are even gravitating towards that kind of platform or to that kind of person, and you are even subjecting yourself to that kind of person, means that you have a bigger problem. And you have to think about it that way. How can somebody come and sit all night and talk about other people, insult their children? Be something that should be motivating to you, that you should look forward to every night to go there. But not only that you go there, you work for your money and you spend it on her. So she has a problem. But to the sisters and to the mothers and to other women who know better, I'm saying to you, let it be on her. Her son is challenged. Let us not use these innocent children. I understand that she passes around, insults other people's children, denigrates and disrespects other people's children. Let it be on her. The picture I saw today, the video I saw today was disturbing. This young man is struggling mentally. From what I'm seeing, she has a problem. She doesn't want to face the problem that she has. So what she's doing, she's projecting her feelings on you guys. She is frustrated. Do you know what it means for you to carry a child 9 months and the child come up and the child ends up in a group home? That in itself is traumatizing. So that is to tell you that this woman is not at peace. So she thinks about being dysfunctional in the community makes her feel relevant. It solves her problem. So y'all don't pass around with her in that context. Like we can say, like, bro, when you're taking shower and a crazy person comes and take your clothes and you will leave the bathroom and run behind that person for your clothes, then who's crazier? That is the point I'm trying to make. So, this is an open apology to all of our mothers and our sisters. Let us not drag these innocent children into this. If you grown women choose that you want to misbehave in public, you want your personal lives to be out there, y'all talk about each other. Y'all won't talk about each other because that's all you got to do. Imagine sitting down 7 days a week, spending 3 hours of your time or 4 hours of your time listening to someone talking nonsense, and you are commenting there every night. If you have a husband or you have a boyfriend, I'm asking that boyfriend to leave. You are useless. Calculate 4 times a day, 4 hours of your day. Calculate and 7. You're talking about 28 hours that you're giving to somebody who you know that person got problem. They have not resolved their own internal problem. But you pass around and you subject yourself to that. Oh, if I'm married to any one of those idiots that misbehaving on Facebook, I will be divorcing you. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm telling you. I'm saying it. And I'm encouraging the men, divorce them. Those women they're not serious. They're not ready. They're toxic. Walk away from them. Let them live in their toxicity. They're not serious group of people. It's very serious. And until you can start standing up as a man, you're supposed to get your life. You get somebody son name behind you, your last name, not your pa last name. You don't get my last name behind you, you misbehaving in public. You crazy? You the crazy? You crazy to get my last name behind you, you passing around in public, following a bunch of crazy people, talking crazy things on Facebook, misbehaving on Facebook. Oh, you gotta go. You gotta go get your pa name and pass around your pa last name behind you and act the fool in public. Then your partner will be referring to you, because when you get your husband name behind you, that's somebody on a part, that's somebody on a child name you got. You carry somebody on a last name, you misbehaving in public, and that person stay with you. I'm encouraging no men to leave you alone. You don't bring anything to the table, you are loser. I'm saying that all these women who are following that, you are a bigger loser than her. And until we start shaming y'all, who can be paying her to misbehave every day, until we start calling y'all out, until we start pointing y'all out, you guys are the major problem. She's not a problem. If everybody were distancing themselves from her, if everybody were not accommodating that foolishness that she got going on, if everybody were not welcoming that foolishness that she got going on, if people were not paying into her foolishness that she does every night, she would not have the audacity to be making noise. You think she put her, or she turn her fully camera on and she get 2-3 people watching her, nobody get her time, nobody contribute to her cash hour, she will come in public and talk foolishness. So I blame you guys. Some of you are married, grown women. You are in your home. Some of you are grandmoms. If you bored, let me tell you something. If you really bored for two, go do jumping jacks. Go play Ludo. Watch Muppet Show. The one can say in Labro. In America, watch cartoon. Watch karate show. Watch love show. Watch Nigerian show. Carry your time in a positive way. Start wasting your time and clouding your mental health with somebody who got an inherent problem. That's what you need to be doing. So I'm encouraging all the men. If you are any one of these women who going back and forth with this foolishness that's going on in the community, leave her. I'm saying it to the men. I'm highly encouraging all our brothers. And if you are married to any one of them, divorce them. They don't deserve to be married. Because no married woman comes in public. Like I said, it's okay, my last name behind you. And you have to
Chairman, quickly, I think that also brings me back to the Bible. Or when you go to Titus, I think Titus chapter 2, verse 4 to 8, where they talk about the older woman must train the younger woman. So are we seeing that it's on the contrary, instead of the older women training the younger women to love their husbands and their children, to live wisely and to be pure, to work in their homes, to do good? But it's on the contrary. Is that what we are seeing today? Because mind you, we are into the mother month, and the month is Mother's Month, and hopefully on the coming Sunday will be International Mother's Day. So this voice, I don't know what your take, Chairman, maybe Mark, because this is so troubling that these older women who's supposed to be teaching the younger one how to love their husbands, how to love their children, how to live wisely, how to be pure, how to work, they are the one telling the younger one that move from the home. Go ahead, Chairman. What say you?
I know if one wanted to chip in or more. I didn't know. Say.
I mean, the only reason I keep raising this issue on the platform here, because people don't understand technology. Every time a technology comes about, they got something called disclaimer. Even the people that came up with social technology, they got rules and regulations. That's why Facebook got standard. You cannot just use it because it's a platform and because you feel you can put any content out there. My problem is the time we should have been reckless. People were never reckless. The time we're supposed to guard our every action, because everything that you do on Facebook is documented, not only with screenshot, but with video. And technology doesn't forget. Some of these things will be sitting on the server 20, 30 years from now. It's not like human memory, this machine. So if you're going to parade yourself on Facebook with no discipline and no focus, and you just doing a bunch of reckless stuff, like Steve said, your children will be impacted. Maybe 20 years ago, if I said something reckless to you, you think somebody will remember it today? No. because it was just a voice, right? Two-person interaction. But now when you are on camera, the entire world is watching. You don't know who's recording you. And matter of fact, there is something on Facebook they call memory, wherein the server can rotate certain, even your pictures on your phone. At a certain point in time, it can just pop up. It gave you the anniversary, the year you took it, and every time that day come back, it flashes it. So why were you, we call it digital footprint technology. Your digital footprint is being recorded. Now people got evidence with video, with audio, with screenshot, pictures, so many different kind of a form of media. Now the question is, why will you want to be doing bunch of nonsense stuff in the public when you know your every move and behavior now has been documented? That's the one that can pass on me. So for me, I say Facebook will cause more trouble than any other thing in recent memory, and that's just what you see happening every day.
Melbourne, thank you, Monk. Melbourne, the question that you asked, I think is a good question. I had a sober reflection about speaking about religious issues on the platform going forward. I will be candid. I will be cautious about what I say, because some people, I believe, take it as offensive what I say, even though it's the fact. But we also got to be respectful of people's view, especially from a religious standpoint. For those who choose to be whatever religion they want to be, it's respectable to accept them, to accommodate them. It has no bearing on me personally. But in the context of what you spoke about regarding older women or whatever it is, look, Melbourne, let me say this to you. There are some things that I've seen, I've got to understand at this stage of life, right? And so, yes, the expectations are women who are older would maybe teach the younger ones, and teaching in this context is not by sitting them down and talking, because in most cases, children learn by what we do, right? And that's just the fact of the matter. Children learn by what they see us do, how they see us carry ourselves. Sometimes you don't even need to talk, but the way they see you carry yourself, the way they see you do things or whatever it is, they learn faster and easier in that way, right? You don't have to say it. So when children or people start seeing in the neighborhood where some of the women are the older women who are expecting, let's say for example, what we're seeing on Facebook now, most of these women, like I said, they got children ages 20 above. Some of the children are out of high school. Some of the children are about to get out of high school. They have children that, look up to them. But if you see how they're behaving now, this is just the camera part of it. The question becomes, what are they doing behind camera that we're not even seeing? Can you imagine? I see how they display it in public like this. If they have no rude awakening or no conscience to say, I can't talk like that, I can't behave like this in public. If they can't do that while the camera is on, think about when the camera is not on, what they can do. So that tells me they can do worse than that behind camera. They can do worse than that. That tells me some of them, unfortunately, life happened to them. They come from a traumatic, dysfunctional family, so they know nothing else but to live dysfunctionally. They have these children who look up to them. They raise these children in a dysfunctional way, in a dysfunctional home, that have impacted the lives of these children. I know some Liberian women who today go first. They made sacrifices for their children, whether they were single or they're married or whatever it is. They're proud today. Some of them, their children are out of school. They're in the army. Some of them, their children are doing better or whatever it is. That's what you want to see. But you are not seeing this. So what you are seeing on Facebook and in public, this kind of display that you're seeing, Melbourne, I don't want to blanketly say this is all the Liberian women or whatever it is. I know there are a good portion of good Liberian women who don't come on Facebook, who come here to watch us, they don't talk. Some of them implement some of the things we say. Melbourne, you'll be shocked, Monk. Muna, you will be shocked. Even some of these people that we talk about on the show, many of them watch us. Or they listen to us, they can follow the show. Who told you they can follow the show? You understand? So the reason I'm saying this is there are decent Liberian women. My encouragement to these decent Liberian women is I'm encouraging you to step out, to show this example of imagery of Liberian women, that the ones that we've seen, the buffoons that we are seeing misbehaving in public, the one that we are seeing dragging negativity on the image of Liberian women, They are just minute. There are just few of them. They're just not even a handful. So there is still this hope. I'm encouraging our people to step out. You know, it has nothing to do with religious background. Sometimes religion plays a role in it, but it had nothing to do with it. I think the most important thing is for us to be able to get to the point wherein we can bring sanity back into our community, whether back home or here, so that the younger ones that are looking up to us do not see this negativity, this foolish way of living as a lifestyle, where somebody prey on your intelligence, your mental health, only for a few cents. Can you imagine somebody coming on Facebook and cussing you because you send a cash app? You really serious for you? It's embarrassing. It's unfortunate, but I believe we can handle this. And I believe there is still hope and there is positivity all here. But we are, you know, we're on for the conversation today. No more. Like I said, we'll not start on a social issue. We'll discuss social issue on the platform. When the time comes for the caller, we'll call out. When the time comes for the call men, we'll call out men. And going forward, you know, next week, you never know, maybe the men will fall inside. You understand?
But Steve, not to even cut you, if you go down even to that same scripture, the scripture also said, in the same way, encourage the young men to be, or in fact, to live wisely. So, you know, one thing about this entire social life, the Bible and so forth, for me, I just love it. So to my sister, Brenda, indeed, that's what the book of Titus talk about, that the
why you let bring the Bible thing here? Because when you bring it now, we'll hold it here and then it looks.
I'm coming to man.
You your Bible thing, brother. When you go to church on Sunday, you carry there. They 1 year leave it.
I want to be free again. You want to
my young man. Leave Bible bene here. Leave Bible bene here. Because the Bible code see and not something. Leave Bible bene.
Hello, my young man.
Please send me the link. Please send me the link. I beg you, please.
Which one the link?
The link for the show today, please. I beg you, please.
Okay. All right. So good. So we go nearly 33 minutes. So I think we have to try.
Don't eat your deacon show on our political show, but don't eat your deacon show here, but don't eat that on. Yeah, you want to eat a show again?
So we have some of our team player at the back. Let me see our best. Yes, indeed, we have a lot of team player today that will be here with us. Yeah, but Steve, we can start the ball rolling because no much time now. We have to go.
Yes.
So we got to start the ball rolling. So that move.
Yeah, send me the link. Send me the link. Someone's asking for it. A government official that will join us just briefly. We'll quiz that government official really quick, and then we'll go from there. Thank you so much. So, folks, as you all know, Mr. Dollar will be joining, but we have someone different that's joining us today for the conversation. So let's bring him on to welcome him before we get into the conversation. Ambassador K. Price, how are you? My man, you muted.
Yes, I'm good. Steve, I'm good. Thank you for the welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm so glad to be on this show today on the Sktv to talk about issues that will benefit our country and our people a lot.
Thank you so much. Let me ask you this question quickly, Ambassador K. Prince, before I welcome Mr. Dollar to the show for the conversation today. Let me ask you this question. Are you a musician? Were you in Nigeria? Were you, I don't know, did you produce your music? Were you part of the campaign, rhetorics and all of that? During the campaign, you produced a song, and was it you?
Yes, definitely. This is Ambassador K. Prince. Yeah. This is Ambassador K. Prince who is involved with also politics at the same time with music and everything.
What kind of song you sang that time from you came from Nigeria and were making noise in the town? Then later on, yeah, what is the song name again?
I think you saw the result of the song. You know, the song brought a result. The actual rescue people talk about, they brag about, it was the song that brought that rescue. So
what is the song name, my man? Why are you scared to call the song name?
I think the days are gone now. We are in a new era, so I think it's not important about talking about the song.
My man, what a song, Tato. Lead that new era story.
And the title of the song was George We Are Go. So that was the popular song during the 2020 campaign.
So are you saying that George We Are Go? Now you my people they never say George We Are Going here or citizen in your town. Yeah, but welcome, my man. Could have you on with us, my man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I've been following the show, and I've been seeing your output and all of the panelists, even including FK. Thank you so much for the work. I think we are here to join you in the process in helping our country.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dollar. What's going on? You today? Arsenal never qualified, so I don't know. You're not happy today. What's going on? Please unmute. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You're from England, the B, all of that happen.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
I am now an Arsenal fan. I'm a Chelsea.
Hey, no, all of them are banner Arsenal.
Honestly, I've never been for Arsenal in my whole life.
But the other guy that called me and said, "But Mr. Dollar come on the show on Friday, just asking that Arsenal fan that the being sleep a few days."
No, you see, the person made a mistake. I'm not Arsenal fan. I know my junior brother is a die-hearted Arsenal fan, but I am Chelsea.
Okay, I think he made a mistake with you and your junior brother, but sometimes you can see what I will ask not to do. I look at you.
Yeah, no. I am a Chelsea. Born Chelsea, and I got a membership card for Chelsea and all. So I'm not just an ordinary supporter. I'm a member, complete member.
Okay, that's good. Folks, quickly, we have Mr. Dollar joins us every Friday, as you guys are aware. Our brother Prince is going to be here with us today for the conversation. Let's jump straight into the conversation because we want to pick up from where we started yesterday, and then we'll get into the other conversation for today, which more likely so tomorrow we'll build up on as well. Let's pick up from where we started yesterday. Yesterday, we started to talk about whether Fanatikova should resign or not. And on the show, we were able to uncover part of the dubious plan of the Unity Party. And our goal here is to say it before it happens, so that when it happens or when they decide to change course, then we are on record. So, but before we get into the conversation, Muna, what's up?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Yeah, I saw you that morning. I know you were training or you were exercising, whatever. Yeah, I was there reading for this thing. I said, God, I ain't there. Yeah, no.
That's the Friday vibe, right? The Friday vibe. Yeah.
So all my men who can be in my inbox asking for Muna. Just go on Muna page. Don't ask me. Muna, go in front of Muna. And then, you pick up. Don't ask me about Muna again. I'm telling you now. Don't ask me about Muna. Muna, me on Facebook. That Muna S. Agree. Go there, you will see her. And they pick up Muna for the money. Say, bro. Anyway, we'll leave it. We'll leave it right there. But let's get into the conversation real quick, folks. Mr. Dollar, let's start with you. If Fanatikova decides to resign, is he just resigning from that post of speakership, or is he leaving the House of Representatives? Do you think he's going to go sit on a Richard Kuhn or new speaker or whatever it is? What's you?
Yeah, that's my honest opinions on Fanati issue. If we are with Fanati, all the long time that I take to fight against irregularities, I can just sign up like that for little bit or nothing, and I will not resign until the right thing be done. That is, people should have the number to ask me to recruit myself, then I will recruit myself. But in this manner, I don't know what he did on a cover, Indo, putting pressure on him to resign. And if he do it, I will look at him to be a coward. I will look at him to be a very, very coward. So and he wastes Liberia people time for nothing. And all those that convince him to do it, all of them are nothing but a criminal.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's welcome Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Steve. You know, Mr. Dollar got me cracking up, man. So, so yeah, how y'all doing, gentlemen and the lady? Ambassador.
Yeah, let's say we're not making trying to face things. But I can get quickly to Ambassador Prince. Ambassador Prince, what say you? Do you believe that it's time for Fanatikova to resign? If so, if he resigns, does he leave the House of Representatives totally? What say you?
To be honest, I think the resignation of Fanatikova will be a total betrayal to the Liberian people. Because we have been advocating, we have been speaking about this thing on our different platforms, talking about the interest of the country. Because the resignation is not just about pleasing somebody. It's not about pleasing a president or pleasing a group of people, but it's about pleasing the very constitution that we all hold up to. So that if he has to resign from that position, he's going to betray the constitution, and he's also going to be betraying the Liberian people. That means the trust that we have imposed in him, that trust will be broken. Then you just got to know that from now to the next stage of this country, whatever level, every other government that comes, the very constitution will still be broken. There will be no issues that will be taken seriously by any government that will come to power. And this is why we are advocating that he remain in that seat. He does not resign. He doesn't have to resign. He must stand up to the task in making sure that he lives by the constitution, not allowing the pressure from the government of anyone to make him resign. So any attempt for the speaker to resign is a total betrayal. For me, I call it a betrayal to the Liberian people and to our country. And it's a disservice to our people. And
Thank you. Thank you. Well, folks, we'll be running faster. Let me get a Monk before I come out of Mr. Cannon. The same question, Monk. Yesterday you made some critical points, which I thought was very interesting. After pondering over some of those points you made yesterday, I went back and watched the show this morning, and it kind of got my attention. Some of the things you said, Monk, and one of the things you said was, how can Fanatikova?
Steve, let me come in quickly because I'm working.
Okay, go ahead.
Please.
Right, that makes sense. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that when I'm working, I can do the show on my phone. So if people call me, can cut me off.
Sure.
So yes, I listened to something that my brother just said. Considering Fanatikova as a coward if he resigns, and those who convince him as criminal, I think that's kind of harsh a little bit. This is politics. Sometimes when you are passionate about certain thing or certain people or certain position, you can dig in and you don't want to actually budge at all. But politics doesn't go like that. Fanatikova has lost taste for the speakership. And whatever is going on right now is like the baby, involving two mothers, two people claiming a baby. Somebody saying it is mine, another person saying no, it is mine. At the end of the day, like it was in the case of the king. So somebody really has to take the high moral ground to resolve issues. That doesn't mean you're a coward. That doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. However, though, when you are going to resign or take any position, you should make sure that you are doing it for the right reason. And the people that you are entering into a commitment with, they are also playing their part and they are honest about what they are telling you or what they are saying. So, like you said, Steve, there are games that have been played in the back by the Unity Party people.
Right.
They are accepting everything, anything, all the demands, just for him to allow him to say, okay, I resign. Once that document is submitted, Then Unity Party put in, they will flip.
Yeah.
They will flip. They will flip. As a matter of fact, what they started doing right now, and we just got the intel that they are even going after Musa's businesses, just to harass him, just to, put fear in him, to intimidate him, so that he will not even run, even if Fonati resigns, so they could have a white ballot with Richard Kuhn. So they don't want anybody to contest against Richard Kuhn because they don't trust their own conference that they have. People that they have, say they have in their corner, the 37 or 49 they say they have, they don't actually have it. So they are afraid, should there be any legitimate election, they might not be, Kuhn might not win it. So, the party playing game with everybody, and I hope whether it's Musa Ability or any members of all the members of the Rule of Law Caucus, I hope they play their game right. They understand exactly what's going on. Other than that, we'll be headed to what my brother just said, fighting or wasting of 8 months for nothing. Whatever the case is, you don't have to be the speaker. You don't have to be the speaker. But if you fight for the process to be followed, for things to be done rightly, and that should be done. Anything short of that, then your fight will be fruitless. So hopefully they are listening. The party people playing game with them. And as a matter of fact, I have some information that actually I don't want to talk about right now. I have to filter it really before I put it out there. But the party people, they're not serious. And they playing game with everybody, including the country. I don't want to,
I know you're about to leave us. Let me ask you this question. Yesterday, when you were asked this question, when you were asking me that question before you got the information, and I know a few days ago, I know you were in the middle of something because you had people to the house when I went there, and then the next day when I came, it was very brief. We had a conversation, and I alerted you that part of our sources and intel that we gathered was the Unity Party is playing game. The only one Panatikova to resign so that they can revert to this.
Yeah, you said it. Yeah.
You were going to double check the information. So here's my question to you, Mr. Kane. Do you still believe Panatikova should resign based on the information you have now, the confirmation?
I think President Nation, that's his decision.
Right.
But if you're going to resign based on some agreement between his group and the other group, then his resignation should not be first. Or whatever they agree on, that should be documented, and then afterward he can resign. But to resign and then ask them later, then that would be unnecessary risk. So I wouldn't do that.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me go to Mom, because Mom made a point yesterday that brings us back to this entire situation again. Like I said, I went back over the show last night. I listened to it. Normally when we do the show, I go back to listening to the show and whatever. But let me come to Monk, and then we'll circle back here really quick. Monk, let's get this in perspective. You made a point yesterday, and even after the show when we spoke, something that you said stuck to me. That Fanatikova cannot fight for. Fanatikova cannot fight for this and go to the Supreme Court and get a win from the Supreme Court. But yet and still, the same Fanatikova is throwing in the thought to resign. That means you made a statement yesterday that he is not following the Constitution. What say you where we are today, Monk?
For me, when the whole impasse started, I told you guys, maybe my position was not popular, but I knew what was going to be the end, because that's the precedent I know from all over the world. I said, when the speaker loses the support of his colleague, he's done. I've never seen anywhere in the world where people say they're going to the Constitution, to Supreme Court. No. If the speaker cannot put his own conference together, especially his colleagues, most especially those that brought him to power, it's a steep slope to climb. And in the case of Fonati, you cannot have it both ways. That's why we keep confusing our people. If you claim to be a proponent of the Constitution and you respect the rule of law, then you cannot tell Fonati Kofa to resign, because then you send a mess signal. He cannot be right and then you tell him to resign. It makes no sense. Only one person can be legitimate and another person become illegitimate. So if you believe fundamentally that Fanatic Kofa has the constitution on his side, why should he be the one to resign? And the new narrative that coming way, he taking the moral high ground for the sake of that brain pool. I'm not buying that. No, that's not a message to send to our people, because you claim that you are for the constitution. I told our audience on the show, when you listen to that whole impasse, there were two components. There was a constitutional aspect and there was a political aspect. Supreme Court does not interfere in political matter. The Supreme Court is only the final arbiter of the law. When it comes to constitutional matter, Supreme Court is not the final arbiter of the law when it comes to political matter. So for the fact that the Supreme Court couldn't solve the political aspect, which was the most important or case in this particular impasse, I knew Fanatic Kofa was going to compromise. So if Fanatic Kofa wanted to have taken the moral high ground, he would have resigned more than 7 months ago. Then I will be convinced. You don't go to a fight, you put your neck on the line, you believe that you're going to dig your heels in, and at the end of the day, say, oh, I'm going to take the moral high ground. No, then it means you are now a respecter of the Constitution, because if you believe the Constitution, the fundamental law of the land, then you cannot be the one considering resignation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mo. We'll revisit the conversation because we get very interesting folks. Stick with us. We have Minister Mark Jabate that has joined us. Most recently, Mark, we want to welcome you to the show. This is not your first time on Sktv. But for our audiences that are just joining us for the first time, could you please, because I call you minister, back in the day we used to call you Mark Jabate, now you minister. Some people want to know your role in the government. Could you please let us know your role before we ask you a question quickly, please? You are muted. You are muted. You are muted. Can you unmute, please? We can't hear you, Mark. We can hear you. Let me see.
Mark, please unmute yourself. Okay, you are muted. Please unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself, Mark, please. Yeah, we can hear you. Unmute yourself. Okay, he left. Well, let's come out. Minister Mark Jabate will join us in a little bit here. You know, let's come out to the conversation, because this is very interesting. I see what Monk is saying. I see what Mr. Dollar has said. I see what our brother Prince has said also. Muna, what say you today? Because here we are now.
Hello, Steve, on a very serious note, right? If Speaker Kofa resign, then it won't mean well for him. Because in the whole thing, I look at the whole thing, this whole legislative impasse, if the president know that he wanted to have his own speaker, then they were not going to go into election. If you know you want your own speaker that you have control over, then the lawmakers have no right to go for election. But if they go for election and things, we want an election, and then you don't speak the horse and the whole thing, but they want their own speaker and then because if Speaker Kofa wanted this, then he should have resigned ever since. Then we'll pass this, then we'll cross this bridge. But looking at if he resigned, it won't mean well for us. If he resigns, it should be re-election. But where we are now, if he resigns, it won't mean well for him. Because if one of this, then why he should have resigned ever since? Then we'll cross the whole thing. Then the whole lot of balloons and things going. It won't be there. So that's where we are. If the president knows that he wants their own speaker, the lawmakers was not going to go any election. You know, say, I want my own speaker that will have control over.
Thank you.
But he said that until this happened. Yeah, where we are right now.
Thank you so much. Let's hear quickly from Melbourne. Melbourne, what say you quickly before we go back, because we definitely got to make this happen.
My brother, I think we've been on this topic for almost 7 months now, and I 100% agree with Mr. Dollar, because I think if the speaker resigns, that means that they're a waste of the people time, and those people who are also quote unquote lobbying behind the scene for the speaker to even resign, I think they are not even doing well, because we want to witness a process where we see the speaker has been removed by the 49 votes. That's what we want. Nobody here for who becomes speaker, who don't become speaker, no. But we want to witness that process so that in future we'll be able to tell our children that yes, indeed, yesterday we witnessed a process where a speaker was removed by his colleagues by 49 votes. Well, now, every time people resign, then what the essence of you wasting all of our time here and there. So for me, if he resigns, I mean, the dollar said it's just a waste of Liberian people time. So
Thank you. Thank you. I want to bring something to point out really quick before we go to the next step. Our brother Prince will take it from here. Brother Prince will take it from here. But let me say this really quick. Let me say this because it's important for us to understand this. I said yesterday, Fanatikova should not resign. We broke the news yesterday on the show that Joseph Human Puaka and the Unity Party, this was a trap. They are not respecters of the rule of law. They don't respect commitments. We said it on the show yesterday that Joseph Human Puaka cannot be trusted at any level. He can't even be trusted with himself. He cannot be trusted. Do not think Joseph Human Puaka and those guys who refuse to even obey the ruling from the Supreme Court will honor any kind of agreement you say you got. The only thing they're waiting for, they're fooling you. We said this thing over and over, we're getting you the call. So when it happens, you can know. We told you that the only thing they're waiting for is for Fanatikova to resign. Once Fanatikova resigns on the record, it's a wrap. That's the whole thing they're on. You leave all that negotiation beyond closed door, that scam. Your lead negotiation, that scam. If the government sue for two, let Fanatikova, let all of them go, let them come, they go to the house there. Without any resignation, Fanatikova presents himself as a speaker, everybody come there, they make it out for it now, the deputy speaker there, they present the petition, Fanatikova recuses himself, they go through the process, they remove Fanatikova as the sitting speaker, then after Fanatikova is removed, then they can go into the speakership election or however way they want to do it, and then Fanatikova can decide to resign. Anything out of that, you're here today, whether that the Musa Bereto, the Yeke Koruba, the Marvin Cole, the whatever one of me. I challenge you, you're going to try it. It don't matter how you. Okay? Those people, Joseph Boaka cannot, let me say this. Joseph Boaka cannot keep his words. That old man can never be trusted at any level. Do not go and go sign anything say Fanatikova should resign. And if somebody say if Fanatikova resigns, that means Fanatikova betrayed all of you. Fanatikova betrayed the Liberian people. Even the Supreme Court, Fanatikova betrayed them, and Fanatikova does not respect the rule of law. He is not a respecter of the rule. How can you fight a fight and you win a fight, and then you say, "Oh, I come in, give it up." So then why you fight? Why you wasting your time? Why? So I mean, let's come back to this because we got to move on from the conversation to the next conversation about what's going on in the country. Brother Prince, the question here now is, who do you think should be the next speaker? Do you think Rachel Kuhn should be the next speaker? Who do you think?
If there should be an election now in the House of Parliament, I would prefer Honorable Musa Belete.
Okay,
Honorable
you
Musa
said
Belete would be the best choice. If we reach the point where Honorable Kofa, Speaker Kofa, will have to resign, the only person in that house that I see with my eyes, that I know and I believe that he can deliver, because we're talking about tangibles, we're talking about who can deliver. We're talking about somebody who is patriotic. So that house, there are many good guys in that house. But you know, the bad apples are many in that house. And the bad apples have a bad leader. So by the time the leaders speak in their ears, all of those bad apples will begin to just driven. So that's the issue. So even for Honorable Musa Hassan's ability to survive in that house, he has to be God. He will fight, but God will have to protect him. And this is why we are praying for them, and we are hoping that God will help them, especially those lawmakers who are in the interest of the Nigerian people and who are ready to stand up for the Constitution. And this is exactly, you can't be asking a man to resign, begging him to resign, at the same time, you fighting him, and you try to plant evil at the back, and pretending that you are good to him. By the time he resigns, and then you bring Rachel Kuhn back and say, "Look, we have our own speaker." That will bring it's going to be a serious crisis. It's going to be a serious issue in the country. And this is why we want to evolve. See the legislative house now. You saw what happened there. It got burned because of the same issue. Any attempt to remove this man forcefully, the country. And this is why we are afraid. We want to protect the lives of our people, our country. So we want to make sure that we allow Fanatik Kofa to remain in that seat. He should not resign. Let him hold on to the Constitution. If he would die with that Constitution, let him die with the Constitution. so that our country can be free.
Okay,
So
thank
that
you so
our
much.
children in the future can come and then remember this story.
Mr. Dollar, I know Melbourne will alert us if we're going to the news bulletin or not, but let's hear from you. We can hear you, Mr. Dollar. You're muted, please. You're muted.
I'm there now.
Yes, you're good.
All right. Listen, you know what happened? You are saying that who should replace Fanatic Kufa, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in case he's having to resign.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. My concern is this. Fanatic Kufa should resign rightfully. That is, have the number, ask him to recruit himself, he leave the chair and open the floor for by-election. That's the only way Liberia situation will go straight. But if that did not happen, and the pressurized him, and he betrayed the country, he betrayed everybody, including every single person that supported him because of he was beyond the rule and regulation. He betrayed all of them, and he resigned. I am telling you, crystal clear, that not going to give no chance for any election. They're going to immediately fill the gap, and that's it. Believe me or not, I've been around the politics for long time.
Mr. Dollar, let's hypothetically says that he follows your recommendation or the recommendation of most Liberians are saying let him follow the process, the step layout for the House of Representatives to elect a new leader or for a leader to step aside, whatever. Let's say they follow that process. Preferably, who would you prefer to be the next speaker?
At this moment, I would prefer the rule and regulation leaders to take the lead because he has demonstrated certain things that I put some confidence in him that he might obey that rule and regulation to govern the House of Representatives.
But who that rule and regulation?
Musa Belete is a.
You scared of calling him? What is going on?
I'm not scared of calling him. I'm trying to tell you who is the head of the rule and regulation.
Okay.
Everybody know that. But let me tell you something, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Being around politics for ages, I don't believe even to go for election, the people will allow Musa to take the lead. They will not make him to be the speaker. Based on the Liberian politics.
No, we'll come to that part. We'll come to that part and why. We'll come to that part. But let's move on.
He could be the best candidate right now to take the lead.
No, we'll come to that part because that could be challenged as well by other people, right? But we'll come to that part. Let's hear from Monk. Monk, what say you? Should the process be followed? And either or, Mr. Fanatic Kufa resigns or he's out there by his friends. What is who would you recommend to be the next speaker?
Well, I don't think I'm in a position to recommend the next speaker, but I know from my own judgment here, and since I've been following this case, people say do the right thing. It all depends. What's the definition of a right thing? It's almost like you go to school and they give you the quadratic equation. You can solve it 3 different ways to get the same answer. You can use computing the square, you can use factoring, or you can use the quadratic formula. At the end of the day, you arrive at the same answer. My thing here is, like I said during the Nima County by-election, what make you think Unity Party people were engaged in this whole move only for them to go to an election? The reason they never went with the 49 route according to the Constitution, because they know you cannot trust nobody on either side. Fanatic needed 37, the majority black needed 39. But the reason they couldn't go by the constitutional requirement, because they know you cannot trust individual lawmaker if you put a vote on the floor. So if Fanatic Kufa, being the one who claimed to win by constitutional mandate, if he's going to throw in the tower, then why is the essence of even having an election over? Then Unity Party won. Then it will be a white ballot speaker. And I don't think they will go to any electoral process. They will just take one because there will be no point in going to cast a vote. Because if they wanted to cast a vote, they were going to do it from the initial stage of this process. But they know that the 49 is not guaranteed. That's why I said there were 2 important numbers in the whole legislative impact, 37 and 49. But unfortunately, 9 out of every 10 Liberians decided to hang their head on 49. And 49 was just one way of doing it. Let me tell you something, Steve. The second recommendation we came out on this show would say the budget the largest instrument in the whole bureaucracy, right? If anybody who has solved this thing would have been the Senate, because they would have withheld that budget and forced everybody to the negotiating table, because everybody waiting for that budget, from the Supreme Court to the lawmakers themselves to the librarian people, from teachers to firefighters. It was the best instrument or tool they had at their disposal. But guess what? What the Senate did? We will work with the people that can give all the number. You think Joseph Boga's statement came by mistake? That's why Joseph Boga told them, I can only work with someone that will give me quorum. And in Joseph Boga, man, the majority black is the one that can get him quorum. So for Nantikova realized there is no point in fighting, it's useless, because like I said, the job or the title of a speakership is not only about having the title, it's about the function. It's almost like you got a car, but you don't have a driver license, or you got a driver license without a car. It makes no sense. And at the end of the day, we said it from day one, it will have ended in the negotiation, and that's exactly what is happening today after 8 months. So there is no win-win here for anyone. That's just why it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, excuse me, Steve, to buttress what the young man just said is the fact. There's no point that these people will go to election. Absolutely no. Believe me or not, because what we're waiting for is the one that coming. If it happens, Fanatic resign, that's the end of it. He's not going to resign as a representative. He's not going to resign as a Speaker of the House. He will still be representing his place, and he will definitely go back to work on a coup. If you refuse, they will expel him. That one is for sure.
Okay, thank you. Muna, let me hear from you. Who would you suggest to be maybe the next speaker or the next leader?
For me, I can't tell you in a position to recommend somebody to lead, right? But all I can say that that Speaker Kofa remain in a position until the right procedure is taken. Yeah, if for me a Rachel Kuhn will contest, she should be voted out. That one time when you're in school, right? They will tell you say follow instruction. They will tell you say you go on a test. Don't open until you are told to do so. You remain until you are told. That's the right thing to be done in a house, so that barrier in the country can move forward and like brain can be better. That's what I can say. So that's why we remain there until the right thing is done, the right procedure is taken.
Okay. Well, Melbourne, who will you recommend?
Well, so when it comes to the entire speakership, the only thing is that let's pray so that Fanatic Kofa can do the best thing, at least so that he can make Liberia proud. But then moving forward, if Fanatic Kofa maybe legally removed by his colleagues, then what next? That's the question, right? But again, let's take up all factors maybe constantly look at the numbers coming from the majority bloc. So even when there will be elections today, it will always be like the majority versus the minority. So no matter which way that you put it, so it will be difficult for a candidate from the minority to have that votes. Let's be frank, and that's just the fact, because the guy, they see the entire thing as majority versus the minority. So when there's new elections, all those majority blocks, they will want to be together. They want to vote for the candidate. So it's just tough decision for me. Now I see it. So I think the best thing that we all are praying for is just for the right thing to be done, so that they can remove from the Kofa the right way. But who becomes speaker, my brother, it's difficult to even predict, because if you say the other person, I'm taking the other person, no. Done for elections, from what I'm seeing, my brother, it will be tough. So for me, that's all I can say.
Okay. Well, let me throw this piece in here real quick, and then we'll transition to another topic that I think is very interesting. First of all, I'm not surprised by the United Party. I'm not surprised by Jose Yuma Boakai. I'm not. We were the very first platform that gave Jose Yuma Boakai the title when he was running. We profiled him, and we called the president smooth crook. We were the first group of Liberians to ever openly criticize Jose Yuma Boakai and point out his deceptive behavior. And we stand by it today. And we are happy that he's proving us right. We are proud on Sktv. We're not going to change it. We're glad to be alive to see him prove us right. And he will prove us right every day and night that he cannot be trusted. Now, when it comes to who is to be the next speaker, let me say this. The Unity Party and Joseph Human Parker are hell bent. The thing I'm about to say, you will not like it, but I will say it. Because for me, and I get nothing, now I can join society. Because when the two of us doing the society, will come and I will talk it. And I want to join society. No, I'm not. I let us sleep sound, clear, and happy. And I let nothing to be on my heart to give me heart. Anything that give me heart, I get rid of it. Yeah, my life is too free. I live a happy free. I'm a happy guy. A happy trigger. Joseph Human Parker has allegedly said in the back end that no Muslim man will become speaker. Joseph Human Parker told y'all, we played a video here, that he was glad that Muslim or Islam was not advanced in a certain part of Lofa because of the church that is there. I'm repeating it again. You won't say, oh, I'm talking Muslim and Christianity. Like you're basically, I'm not worried about you. The thing when he said, I will say. The Liberian, most of the Liberian people, the so-called Christian, they will not sit down for a Muslim man to be speaker. You're that means saying it. Carry anywhere you want to carry. They are hypocritical. They are deceptive. They can go to any few that were passing around saying, oh, they want Muslim people, Musa won't do that, the broad prophet key to insult the Muslim people and the Maningo people. But they were the same people that were pressing Kuwait. That the finance minister went and met Kuwait. Kuwait, a Christian country. Your deceptive group of people. Oh, the Muslim people money good for you. Oh, you see your lives? You see your lives? The thing where you can talk at me, I can talk. Me, I can talk it. Because I hate deception. Y'all can take money from the Muslim people. Oh, but when it comes for them to come to power or for them to be in position of power, you don't want it. But you want their money. Look at hypocritical. Yeah, you want to vote. Look at the hypocritical. Many of you, like I said, many of you who call yourself Christian, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to heaven. If heaven exists, you're not going there. No. And if I see you there in heaven, many of you, me and Jesus will get problem. I'm telling you straight up. I'm telling you. Because you got the hypocritical people who are undermining themselves, undermining other people. They don't want to do what is right, but they want to be collecting money. And your person Kuwait a few days. Like the finance minister met with Kuwait, and Kuwait about to revisit it. Kuwait about to revisit that. Oh, but when it comes to somebody else being in power that for different religion, you don't want it. But anyway, But like I said, I'm gonna get in your heads on you in a quote unquote rule of caucus or whatever you call yourself group. I'm giving your heads up that Joseph Human Parker and say you're up. Fanatic over sound I can't deliver you out. It is out. And I can predict it. Let me say it to y'all. If Joseph Parker betrayed this group again, the House of Representatives will be noisy. And let me announce something quickly on the show before we move to the next topic. They will remove Yomli Kanga Lawrence. What on market today? The fool hall. And we told you before, they will remove Yomli. Y'all watch and see. Those boys are ready. They will move Yomli. Y'all go mark it down. They will remove Yomli. Yomli Kanga Lawrence, they will remove her. I don't care. She can go beg behind the horse. She can go talk sweet talk. She can even she don't want to tell her party chairman and convince what they call to go and be part of the to join them and allow me no time to join Bridget Kune. Watch and see. You think I will save you? It will not save you. It will not save you. Those boys are ready. Watch and see. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic. We woke up this morning and we see y'all passing around talking about. Some people are saying. This is very interesting. I'm not a fan of Martin Colley. I've said it over and over. I think Martin Colley is a joke. The scene where Stanton Witherspoon is a joke. They're not a serious group of people. I think they all need to be blamed for what we got on our hand today. I think so. I think he's a crook. He's not a serious-minded young man. I'm saying it. And he watching the show. He can do fine. He's a crook. He's not serious. He and Joseph Boga put all of them in the same bag of deplorables. They're not good for Liberia. All of them, the Costa, the Martin, they're not serious. They will call it the advocate. They're not serious, including the chairman for That other group that can wear red shirt, be passing around, what they making now? What other one? That one are working 2 jobs in the government.
In Maya Gongwe.
Choker. We got 2 jobs in government. Corrupt like nothing. Can take money on a cover. Passing around calling and saying EFF man. All of them the same group of people. Don't see them like that. They don't want anything good. No, they don't want good thing in our country. They don't want good thing. They don't stand for nothing. They got no morals. They're not they're not people of integrity. They can take money on a call politician and can pay them. All of them don't see them like that, including the Stanton Witherspoon. I see Philip Brown Reddy talking about how the thing that Martin calling pull up, how the security breach or whatever it is. Well, Philip Brown, let me remind you about something. Because you're part of the crop group. How you live your entire life. If you told us that 16 billion were missing, you think that was a security issue? You know that? Oh, you don't forget? Now, the question I want to answer is this. Which one is security issue? For the military people, allegedly to pull out their salary and what's going on, to put it in the public and send a caveat to the president and to the government, or for the military people to keep quiet and move the government from there. Which one is security problem? Which one is a security problem? Let me start another conversation with Mona. Mona, you're the only woman here. Let me ask you this question. We have been seeing the payrolls and other things coming, bunch of leakages from the government. What does that say to you, Mona? The leak that coming from the government, different agencies, the payroll and so forth. What does that say to you?
Yeah, for me, it mean well for Liberian putting for this government, it mean well for them all because they came in with the whole rescue, something that whole story came with rescue, all those things that they alleged that was not happening during the past government. They're going to make sure it is done, but I think the whole rescue thing is something is that they came to rescue themselves instead of rescuing what is said to Liberian people that came to rescue. Because what is happening right now is not even well for even this government, for the country, because they put only there to rescue themselves. For every see what are leakage, what are things, the whole system is rotting. Nothing is working at all for Liberian people. They are only there to reach themselves to see how best their life can be better, and then Liberian people keep struggling and thinking, you go in the health sector, it's just crazy. You go in the education sector, security sector, everything is just upside down. So the whole rescue team, the whole government team, just about government, they really came to rescue the country. They came to rescue themselves to see how baby what they never had before, to see what they can take from Liberian people, what they never had, to see what they can get from us in Liberian people, and then leave the country like that. Those are just for me. I just said that they mean well for the country. They don't mean well for themselves because a person can mean well for this country when you keep on the rescue team. All Liberians bow down to they all here and say yes and think. They enter until everyone just frustrated because everywhere nothing is happening, or the whole system is rotting. For that reason, so we don't know what we're heading to because the whole government is just 6 and 7. The whole system is not place. Yeah.
Thank you, Mona. Before our brother praise coming, let me say this. The Liberian who fell for Joseph Baga rescue, why you were telling us that you living alone, that you don't get problem, Joseph Baga don't get problem. But anyway, Brother Praise, what say you about all the leaks coming from the government in under 2 years of being in power? All the leaks, the salaries from different agencies. What say you? Where are we?
My brother Steve, let me say this. There is no difference. I actually refer to this mission as Bandi's mission. It's not a rescue mission. That is the name I have on it. Because in the Ivory Coast, they have a group called bandits. These guys are armed robbers. So when you have a government that came to power to rescue and use that name, they were coming to rescue the people of this country from poverty, and later on, they are now turned to bandits mission and robbing our people from their resources. You're talking about security, talking about police, the army, and all of the other agencies. The security is one of the cardinal areas we're supposed to focus as a government. Every government that comes to power, you must focus on security. For the army to come out, or the soldiers to come out and say, look, our salaries are low, or this one, they are being real. because they keep quiet. They have kept these things to themselves. And crying is like you are wearing the uniform, you are so happy that oh you're an army man, but behind the house you are crying. When you go home, you're crying to your family. So how can you have security who protects life and property? How can you have them at that lower level where you cannot pay attention to them? I told somebody before, I said the police is supposed to make at least a police officer supposed to make at least $500 United States dollars. Is $500 much for a police officer or for an army man? Just a normal police officer, $500 is not much. But you have government officials who are enriching themselves and taking all of the minerals, the gold, the diamond, and getting huge salaries. But the people who do the real work, the police, the army, they let them out. They are taking peanuts. So I think that this is actually it's not a good thing, and our country needs to be more serious. Our government has to be serious and let them focus more on the security, because if you're not careful as a government, if you're not careful and you do not put more resources to the security system, they could let you down. You're watching across Africa, they overthrowing and everything going on. These are some of the issues. So when the security sector is not prioritized, if they do not have better salaries, they have issues. And once they come up, it's going to be different. And this can lead to something else. And so we are encouraging our government, the president, Joseph Boakai, who everybody brought to power because he's everybody's president. But we saw it from the earlier stage, and that's why we left that train, because we saw that the train was not a good train. It was a train that was full of bandits, that was full of armed robbers, that was full of rebels. And so that train, we could not be on it. This is exactly what we saw, from which we left that train. And we are talking to the president, we are asking him to look down to the security sector, to be able to settle them, help them, boost their salaries so that they can live better lives. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Let's go to Mr. Dollar. Mr. Dollar, what say you?
Thank you very much. That's my area. I always say this. Security is now about putting huge number of uniform officers on the street. It's about satisfaction. When people are satisfied, the country begins secure. No matter what number of security personnel you have, it will not be equivalent to the inhabitants of the country. The citizen will be more than the securities apparatus. But if people are satisfied of what they're getting, what they have, there will be security. Everybody can be security for the state. Strategically, what the government need to do right now, we know our country is very, very rich, naturally. But what we are lacking of is good manager. We don't have a good manager to manage our country. That's the reason why the country is going this way. From my view, the best way we can have security, and I hope Unity Party government should take this into consideration, because the good for whatever government in power is a good for everybody. If they can look at various strategic security sector to give them certain incentive, no matter how you give them millions of dollars as a gross salary, it will not solve the problem. One of the best way the Ivorian government did to keep the securities working effectively for the country was to give them certain incentive. Security men go to the supermarket. If you buy any items with $100, you got $10 discount. They should give them that incentive. They also should try to provide some medical incentive for them. The strategic securities department within our country,
Mr. Dole.
they will work effectively.
Mr. Dole.
Yes.
Mr. Dole, I don't normally interfere, but let me just add this. What you are saying, me add this before I forget. In the United States of America, the security for your military personnel, do you know that you get on a plane? You are one of the group of people that get on a plane faster. Do you know that they get discount on everything in this country when you're in the military? Do you know that the incentives that are provided to them is too big? So I'm agreeing with what you're saying. Go ahead.
So, if the government want to keep our country safe, various strategic security department should be looked into. They should try to give them incentives like medical incentives, housing incentives, traveling allowance incentives. All these things then must be included with good number of salary that can sustain them. You don't have to give them more exorbitant salary, but you give them incentive. Do you look at that like custom, immigration, police, army, special security service, NSS, all these strategic areas, then fire service, they should have the incentive. When they have it, they will work effectively because they know if they mess about, they take them from that job, they will now get another job somewhere where they will have that incentive. So they will be effective of doing the work. Government need to look at this thing there.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Dole. Thank you. Monk, let's hear from you. And then we'll go to Melbourne so that we can go straight to the line. Then we can react.
Well, the security forces or the military and other people, they are the lender of last resort when it comes to restoring sanity to any society. So I'm not here to come and advocate for people who also know how to advocate for themselves and who know what to do when things are not going their way. Let me tell you something. The one thing I know about this government, and I said they won't address the more pressing issue in Liberia. Do you know Joseph Parker government, right? We came from not only the security forces, we came to also the issue of the CSA or the Civil Service Agency that went ahead and reduced the government payroll, but yet the wage bill still increased. I don't know how you can be taking people off of government payroll, but the government still paying more than what the government should be paying. Let me tell you what the Joseph Parker government did recently. They launched some initiative because they came from the arrest agenda to arrest agenda for inclusive development. They believe that there are most people in Liberia that they can play on their collective intelligence. Then they came to something they call the CDAs, Community Development or Agenda. But which one they came out with recently? They gave it parent and they call it Kappa Colono.
Kappa Colono.
Yeah, Kappa Colono now, they say it's a new initiative to tell the Liberian people like a town hall star wherein the Ministry of Information, under the auspices of the Ministry of Information and that of the Foreign Ministry, they will be going to tell the people the thing that they are doing, some of the progress they are making, some of the challenges, it's just to distract. So now we come from the arrest to the arrest agenda for inclusive development, then we went to the CDA, now we to Kappa Colono. Y'all can't talk that the new thing will be seen happening in Liberia because they know there is no solution for the number one pressing issue, which happens to be the economic problem. So they will keep distracting and people will keep falling for it. Because when I heard that name, I thought it was Christopher Columbus or Gizzy nephew in America, but my research told me that it was a Pele War, meaning let come and talk. So that the new thing in Liberia, they call it Kappa Colono. So any time you make a call,
Kappa Colono.
Maybe on that right there, and the new technique.
Kwapa Colono. That's why I mean Kwapa Colono. Anyway, let's get a mobile question.
I spell KAPA, KULONO. So I know how we pronounce it. Anyway,
Kappa Colono. That's the meaning. Can't let talk.
Kwapa Colono. And I can't Colono.
Why is what we spell Kwapa? Why is what?
But again, let me say thanks. Yeah, again, let me say thanks to all of you. I'm also getting latest report that the disenchanted youths of the Unity Party will be addressing a major press conference on the 13th of May. That's the latest news I'm getting. Disenchanted Unity Party youth leaders. So again, let's move. Yes, indeed, look, this country we've been around here, and let me say thanks. Let me join you, Steve, and say thanks to all who've been on the show. That have been talking from the one up to now. We are still talking. That's the right thing to do for our country. Even though people see us like we are this, we are that, but at the end of the day, we keep holding on. Yes, so we keep holding on just to make sure that we get things going, to make sure that our country be to where we want it. Because mind you, with all of these things, Steve, some of us we have our family members, we have our relatives who are into some of the security networks, but people don't know. So if you pay somebody $150 per month or even $800 USD per month, still for God's sake, are you telling that person that they are working? Someone work for 12 years. Most of these guys that in a barrack there, they are served for more than 12 years, 15 years, with the kind of low salaries. So that's why our life is not even improving. So for me, I think the rescue government, they have to check, break, and recalibrate and see how best to put things together, because mind you, these are things that they said before. Now all of these things that they accuse the previous government of, everything is right on their feet. And we got to be very careful because if you're not paying the skilled people well, that means you are looking for your own, maybe quote unquote, that people will say, your own embarrassments. All of the leakages that are coming now back to back is being found that people are dissatisfied. People are no longer holding on just because somebody made $80, 150 per month. Look, just see the legislature payroll that they have there. Yabo made 358 USD per month. Yabo. But you have nurses or doctors, or you have teachers who are making 150. Is that not insult?
Thank
So,
you.
my brother.
So, maybe before we go to the line, I know Muna want to ask you. Want to ask Ambassador Prince a question, but let me make a statement quickly. Let me agree with Monk in as much that I buttress Mr. Dollar's point of incentive to the security. Let me agree with Monk, but let me further extend it. Maybe Monk said it a different way. Let me say it my own way the way I can say it. Because for me, I'm a direct guy. It's sweet for the security people. They need to shut up and go sit down somewhere. Now you be security man. You should be begging Joseph Boaga for your pay. You know what time it is. You don't know what to do. You react serious for you. Liberia is the first country and I see where I see security people suffering, military people, and they're ratting and they are begging politicians to get in their pay. You serious? You're serious in that country? You're serious? Then maybe you need to go ask the guy who in Guinea. When I was fully popular misbehaving in Guinea. You need to go ask what time it is. You have to be saying and they're begging. We don't care. It's free for you. You need to shut up and start embarrassing them. The people who are care about that, the citizens. Who tells I care about military people, go be begging, security people got to can't be sending leakage around and be making it. You protect. I'm supposed to be manning Joseph Boaga, making sure he and his family is safe. They're eating good. His wife go on government pay money to treat herself. He treating himself on government pay money, and I can't get my pay. And I saw kind of red media. You mad? I mean, you also be on that stupid level. Tell that Joseph Boaga we should be talking different story. We should be discussing something different. You're passing around sending information, and I so can say, oh, you know, they pay the security people, that security risk. Now I know security risk. The security then need to go shut up. And that security people then talking. Security men don't even talk it. They get into action. You stop this foolery. You're not hungry yet. You're not getting no problem in that barrack. In fact, they're treating you good. They're paying you on time. You need to shut up. All the security people, I say, you shut up. You shut up. You start giving you a hard time. They're paying you good. You're forced to go to work. You're forced to be in army. You force you there. They're not treating you good. They're not paying you.
Security people go and tell the president, I know why they get Kappa Coluno.
Let me tell you something. That only the shit that the comes that my own name, my papa, I'm worried about. I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried about you. Let me tell you today. Security men will be making laws in the town. Muna ask a question, man. Who got time for security people? Who not care?
Yeah, I want to ask this question to Ambassador K. Praise because I learned that when Steve said that you were the one that sang that song, I know we are go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we are
right?
go.
You don't want to sing that song, right?
One of my favorite movies in music.
Yeah, so I want to know the significance of that song, We Are Go.
That song was not actually about targeting the former president direct. You remember, Liberia was at a stage where our country was going through something else. And if you were to look around at that time, if you look in the eyes of the men and women of this country at the time, you see their eyes red, and everyone was ready to get on the street, to do something just to take this country back. Based on all of these things and based on all of the threats to our country, and we don't want to go back to the old days, that song came about to save this country. It did not come to actually hunt the former president or to bring Boaga to power. Even though Boaga used the song to come to power, but that song was used to save Liberia from being destroyed. Because any attempt for the opposition at the time had a different plan. I was in the opposition, so I know the kind of plan they had. So we were at a crucial point where we needed to save Liberia a little, save Liberia for that time. So that song came purposely to save this country from being destroyed. And that was why the former president considered defeat. Immediately before the announcement of the result, he went to Waka and congratulated him. He was a peaceful person. So that song was a song that also inspired him. And this was one of the reasons why the former president called me. And he said, I want to see you. And we talked for over 1 hour. He appreciated me. He said, thank you. He said, it is God who made you to sing this song. Is that you are against me? I said, yes, I'm not against you, former president. I'm not against you. And this song, I didn't do it to promote Waka. No. And that's why you didn't hear anybody name. I was only saying to former president, just go so that we can save this country. Now, when President we are left, whoever came in the photo, the result we are having today is what we are having. But at least Liberia did not go back during the 2023 election because there was actually war. Let me be real. Let me just make it clear tonight that the 2023 election will have brought war in this country if the former president will have just said, no, I am not leaving power. But this time, Liberia is not like this. Trust my word. Thank you so much.
Brother President, let me ask you the question and we'll go straight to the line. Let me ask you the one question.
Let me make a quick announcement. Today is Friday, guys, on Sktv. Steve, just before you come in, we'll soon be going to the lines. We got less than 30 minutes to be here. So if you got anything for Sktv on a Friday, you know the tradition, the custom here. Yeah. I'm not getting any feedback from Sekou, but I just wanted to remind us, the audience for the second or third time.
You know what, Brother Press, because of time, you know what we'll do? We'll keep the questions to you for tomorrow. But I want you to think about the question if you plan on making any other music, because it seemed like Joe we are left. We brought in I call him Joe Bob, Smooth Crook. We're discussing better. So think about it. We'll ask you this question no more. But let's go to the line because we want people to participate in the conversation for today, please. So please.
Yes, indeed. Muna, you ready? You said I'm ready to take calls because the line here is blinking already back to back. Let me see.
Yeah, then my brother go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. Hello, to this caller quickly. Good evening.
Good evening, Nebo, and let me say good evening to the panelists there.
Yeah, go ahead quickly, my brother.
This is David King, and I do join you from my Sktv resident. Let me say thank you to you people for your splendid analysis. Quickly, to the issue of the military. If you did Nebo on the round way, the guys have been carrying on rehearsal because of the protests that are pending. And these are the same people who crying for salary. But they are carrying on vigorous rehearsal for the incoming protest when they haven't taken that pay. So like Steve said, they got to satisfy with the kind of condition they find themselves in. But Liberian people cannot be suffering and Baka and a bunch of gangsters are enjoying. Then they want to tell us they will rent the president for their salary. Chairmen will be ready.
All right, thank you so much, David. Came to this call quickly. Good evening. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, man, dear, go ahead.
Yeah, people, I'm present in my to join for my residential.
Yeah, go ahead, we're listening to you.
Yeah, sorry for the embarrassment because I in the north to send us closer.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you so much for this show and for the Sktv. You know, the cover is not the rap for the president. Always the cover is for number one, the citizens and our lawmakers who are in the halls there. Our lawmakers are fighting for us in this country. They're not playing the president everything. This government pay all them here, the whole lawmakers, everyone already pay us of everything in this country. The lawmakers as our problem in this country here. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much. 0770203125. That's the number to call this evening to be part of the Sktv show right here on Truth FM 96.1. Quickly to this caller. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, go ahead.
Chocolate on the issue of the speaker article from Natikofa. I mean, any rational man would know that if you are in a position of Natikofa, even though you are the speaker, but you can advise the support of majority of your members to sit on it, what do you do as a rational man? I believe one of the moron will say, I'm still holding onto the law, I won't move. But you can, like Mo always says,
You can't conduct section. You don't have the majority. So sometimes experience comes. It's not always the law. But that experience for you to resign if you are a sensible man. What happened to Great Britain, the former prime minister? When Great Britain decided when they had a vote to leave from the European Union, what did the prime minister do? He resigned because he said that's in line with the thought on the policy.
All right, thank you so much. Charles Cooper, good evening, my brother.
Good evening, Mayborn. Charles Cooper, like you said, I come from Coffee to Poro. Mayborn, our government is structured in a way to keep up talking perpetually and solving perpetually. And Mayborn, we have talked for almost 178 years now, and we have about 203 years for historically. And we have thought, what have we not said, Mayborn? We have said a lot of things to change this country, but it is not working. The way our government is structured, the government system is to suppress the people. It's not to uplift the people. So there's a vicious cycle syndrome we are suffering from. If we don't take radical approaches, we keep talking on the democracy will become democracy in this country.
All right, thank you so much, Jody Scott. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mayborn. How are you doing, Chief?
We okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
Yeah, my name is Ellis Spencer. I join you from Yellow Berry.
Yes.
Okay, to the discussion, the caller who called that they want to have a protest and the security are doing, they want to guard. Even no matter how to guard, they are going through a lot. But besides that, this is when they find themselves at least like a bigger to protect the country. We look at salary, we agree. The salary is not there, but they will not look at chaos. Then they say that because they are not getting salary. So that particular comments for our particular colors are really is not good. To admit this country, we know we feel ourselves that the past government, even the president, my brother, I can tell you the truth. That I want them to stay, they are saying the same. Even we put Trump around there, they wanted to do the legislator, that particular people who should be here to displace them because the lawmakers they are carrying 10 gallons, 15 gallons, and which of course they're not even reaching to that consequence. Why would somebody be from Boston to go to Capital Building and the man using 15 gallons? No, thank you.
Thank you so much. The life we are living is a man-made life, or in fact, poverty. To this caller, good evening. Yes, my dear.
The current situation of the AFL, if the civil servant were in that condition, if the Liberal National Police were in that condition, if the immigration were in that condition, if the DA, they will be very excited. You know why would they be excited? If you make this information for privileged information, if you make minimum 150, that's a least man, I know sergeant or what, other people make 200, 300, this, that. But you don't pay rent. You got schools in the barrack. They don't pay electricity. Wait, let me finish. They don't pay electricity. They don't pay rent. If I don't live in the civil servant pay rent. The police don't have a special barrack. They're less than 10% of the police are in barrack. But the entire army are in barracks around the country. They don't pay rent. There are schools in the barrack. There are water in the barrack. There are electricity in the barrack. But you know what happened to the civil servant? Do you know what happened to the police? Do you know what happened to the teacher? They make 150 and they pay rent. They pay tuition. They pay school fees. They pay housing. They buy token for LEC. The army, I agree, it should be increased, but they are 10 times better. If you pay anybody 200 or 250, but they didn't pay rent. They're not paying school fees. They are hospital and clinic in the barrack, running water, electricity. The rent and school fee killing people in Montreal here. The ordinary civil servant, they are suffering. They pay 150 and they got to pay rent, they got to pay tuition, they got to eat. The army only the least man make that money. The rest, they make 200, 300, 400. We all rent, we all water, we all electric, they get all that one. So if they can improve the other people's life, they borrow for the immigration.
All right. So Chief, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. We can continue because all that he's saying, most of it, in fact, is not even true. Yeah. Hello, good evening, my dear. Go ahead. You got to stop. They can't behave, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
While the United Party government doing
what?
The Joseph Boaga is that they are just planting a tree that will grow over the town and cover the horse in the town, which is 2029. They are just preparing 2029. We are not seeing nothing yet. We are not seeing nothing yet. The people just trying to tell that the matter of much whosoever will be elected 2029 by the Liberian people. it will be the unity party. While the Liberian people, it will not be to their satisfaction, but they will demand it to be to their satisfaction. Then come to the Senate President. The Senate President have been used to look for people so that we remove, convince fanatics so that he can resign by finding people to add a number of the majority black up. But you forget to know that you're cutting your own rabbit from the bush. You forget to know that Coca going to join her as a mastermind to remove her. So let's just get it in your heart.
All right, thank you so much. Take a few more calls, up to 10 minutes, and then we'll cross over to our team. Let me see the WhatsApp number. Also, Ali Masade also on the line from the US. Ali, good evening. I know it's afternoon time from your end, but good evening here from Liberia.
Yes, good afternoon from my end. Good evening to your end. Thanks to you all for the show. On to the issue, when it comes to the resignation of Speaker Kofa, I think Stephen, you guys, everybody said it right. If Joseph Baka does not have respect for Supreme Court, the highest court in the country, or when Joseph Baka go and sign document with Konati Kofa and Bob and that document, that's not going to happen. Never you trust Joseph Baka, don't trust anyone in the Unity Party. When Konati Kofa just resigned, that's the end. Joseph Baka was retained as the speaker, and when they say they are going to election, those guys, they are not going to elect or Rachel Kuhn because they don't have that confidence in him. They know Joseph Baka is the one enforcing Rachel Kuhn on them. So the moment Konati Kofa resigns, that's the end. They are going to maintain Rachel Kuhn as a speaker. And to the caller that just talked about in the barrack, I want to know as to whether they get high school in the barrack, as to whether they get college in the barrack. So why if the child graduates from high school, they want to go to college as an army personnel? So these things, they are not good. We need to call up all the waste for spending and add the money on teachers and the security salaries in that bureau.
Thank you so much, Ali. We'll take one or two more calls. Actually, that caller used to be one of our best callers, but today his statements. No, I'm not myself. But anyway, two more calls. No cross over to our team 0770-203125. Quickly, then we'll cross over to our team so that they can respond because we want to have little time so that our team will be able to respond. Those of you that are also calling me on WhatsApp, you can now call in quickly to make your points so that we go through quickly. We know while we're talking, you'll be calling back to back. If not, yes, indeed. So again, 0770-203125. That's the number to call quickly. Let me see. Yes, sorry, please. Yeah. So 0770-203125. Call that number quickly to be part of the SKTV show this evening. Muna, if you have one or two, call them quickly so we can see our best. Yeah, if you have called them quickly, you get called them.
Not yet, me want you in a couple of days. Yeah.
All right, I thought you had called. That's all. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Hello, good evening to you. How are you, sir?
We okay, thank God. Go ahead quickly. Your name and from where you join us.
My name is Ahmed Kaba, and I do join you from TV station number 1.
Okay, go ahead quickly, my dear.
Yeah, I want to appreciate the SKTV family for the topic on our discussion. I want to appreciate you all for your effort, and I want to appreciate especially our mother. She's the only woman we have on the show, but even though she's cool and quiet, but always time I enjoy her way of speaking, and she always makes people to learn more. I just pray that she'll continue like that and always be on a good path. So, see you, Melbourne. We've been talking before, probably. Sorry that I have to call you on the radio, but I just want to remind you I still have a song for the SKTV. You have to see her best to help me in that process. A very good song. I can promise you that the entire SKTV family, you have to do it.
All right. Thank you. So that was Ami, the song on the same number that you call it. Quickly to this caller. Good evening.
My name is Benedict.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Benedict. Sorry. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Go ahead.
I think my name is Benedict Cole from Johnsonville. Gentlemen, there's no better way you guys to see this thing. And what you are saying is for the benefit of the commoners. Why will you pay someone 15,000 and pay for medical benefits and then, all incentives when poor teachers and other nurses bypassing Oakland for little or nothing. This is very degrading. So I think the citizens of this country need the right of and engage these so-called legislators to stop what they are doing. Why they show here the president got his part to play, but I think these are the people that's supposed to see the vision of the Liberian people. And so help me God, military people, security people, they should beg for salary. They should march that capital and tell the people that no, we are not satisfied. We need them, we need that.
All right, thank you so much. The last caller quickly. Hello.
Only the neighbor hearing to other people. Neighbor, please my imagination so greatly to hear I think the second to third caller to say the fight to you tonight. Then you say that they made to be a good caller, but you said
where's the fact to say that so that people don't have no right to be making? In fact, it's will be happy because they're making 150. Is that fact?
No, you didn't say so.
Okay.
You said the Soya people having a hotel, the children going to school, the high school there. No, let you know all of the compared to the civilian who have to pay 150, pay the house rent, send the children to school and buy the food. Is that not what the mayor said?
It's not what the mayor said. My man will be here. The mayor said so that they should be happy because of that. Yeah, but go ahead, Steve.
Quickly, we about to wrap it up here because I know everybody got to go. Let me just make this announcement. Two things. Today, President Joseph Yuma Bwaga, while we are talking, while they're talking about reconciliation, the two who talking here, we know who talking. Joseph Bwaga, Rachel Kuhn, for them to go meet the president of Barbados, visiting Liberia. So the people that who want reconcile, who want for you to go to the election, you're not serious. The second part, tomorrow on the show, don't miss the show tomorrow. We'll talk about Molu and what really going on. And if this is actually a protest that is coming our way or what the plan is. And if this is June 7, part 2, we'll tell you exactly what these guys are up to and what they are doing and what's exactly going on. We probably don't want to tell you what's going to happen before it happens. That us can tell you. We're not afraid of nothing. We will tell the truth, and the truth will be the truth. But let's go quickly to Mr. Dollar. Let's do it 1 minute quickly so everybody can leave because we are out of time. Mr. Dollar, quickly, let's start with you.
Thank you very much. I will start with a security issue concerning about the military status and stuff. Someone said that the military need not to beaver up their security for the protection for the protest. The military, their duties, all security apparatus' duty is to protect life and properties of the nation. So obviously, whether the taking pay or the not taking pay, if you do not satisfy what you're getting from the government, you can resign. But so long you got that uniform, your duty is to protect life and property. So they will do it. For the government, the head of state is one that is responsible to do a good governance system. If the president is not doing the right thing, the entire government will tend to fiasco. So people are putting blame on House of Senator, House of Representative, and here and there and rest of it. If the executive did not give them the go-ahead, did not give them the support, they will never function. So everything that been going on in the House of Representatives is orchestrated by the executive.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Dole. We really appreciate it. Brother Chris, what say you? In a minute, let's get your parting comment.
Yeah. So thank you, SK. Thank you, Steve. Let's go to the issue of the security. You know, there are some guys who talk about the AFL, the soldiers are okay. No, the soldiers are not okay. This is an old-age problem. This is not just about this government. It's not about today. The soldiers have been suffering in this country. They have not been paid well. And this is one reason why you find a soldier man, go in the barrack, go and see how they are living there. Go and see the places they live. You mean a soldier man who is protecting life and property, living in a place like that looks somehow. There's no comfort. So the issue of the army is not satisfied. They are not doing their job, to just because they are mandated. That's what they are called for. And so they will function in their area, but they are not satisfied. This has caused serious problems from the past, even up to present. bulk of the army. I have some police guys who visit me sometimes, and they told me this thing. They said, look, Ambassador, these are the challenges we have. We make this amount of money, but when they take out the taxes or whatever, we take home sometimes $75 US. A police officer, and he was like crying. And I told him, I said, we will talk about these things. He said, so you cannot underestimate the security apparatus. You cannot just treat them anyhow because they protect you as a president. They protect the government. They protect the people. So this is why it's good to take them seriously. And also to that issue of Speaker Kofa, I would love to say that he should not resign because resigning from his position will mean that he's betraying the Constitution and betraying the people of Liberia, and he's betraying the country as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you. Mark, let's have the partner comment really quick, please.
Well, I don't have that much to say. I mean, like you said, we come here to advocate for our own my opinion. I'm not here to argue about AFL soldier because the one thing I understand where Louis was coming from. He tried to talk about incentives or whatever school, but you cannot make the argument for incentive when people are complaining about basic salary because the incentive is the extended benefit. The most important one is the salary. So if you're telling me that you cannot pay people on time, then what makes you think I will believe that you're giving an extra incentive like schools and giving it? No, it doesn't make sense in that regard. Yeah. The salary should be regular fresh. Then we can talk about the extra incentive. But if they are crying about the incentive, about the regular baseline salary, then you cannot make the case about getting extra benefit. And I believe if you're going to do that with the AFL, then other security or paramilitary groups, you should be giving some certain kind of a benefit as well. But I'm not going to go that argument. And like I said, if Fanatic Kofa throws in the tower, it means he never respected the Constitution, one. And two, Unity Party will not go to an election because they are already treating Richard Nambwe like a speaker already. The fact that he can be meeting with foreign dignitaries, it tells you that this game is done. And Fanatic Kofa are going to make a deal. He will exit the stage. And I'm not going to guarantee that there's going to be an election. Once Fanatic Kofa throws in the tower, there will be no point in even considering the prospect of an election. But anyway, guys, let me stop there for the day. Thank you.
Mo. Let's go to Muna quickly. Muna, 1 minute for you. Then I'll do my one.
Okay, yeah, please don't forget about the Open Basket, okay? Let me say many thanks to our callers, our listeners, followers, supporters for always being there for SKTV. Do join us tomorrow, same time, same station for the program. Until then, Muna and Lagri, I wish you guys a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Well, folks, let me say this. Tomorrow, we'll be on by the grace of God. Prince, thank you for joining us. Mr. Dollar, as always, thank you so much. We are open. Tomorrow, the conversation will continue. Tomorrow, don't miss the show. The show will be hot tomorrow. Yeah, the show will be too hot tomorrow. We'll let you know what's going on. We'll tell you. And to Fanatic Kofa and all the men who making deals or whatever it is, you're trying to say your boyfriend. That's what I get on the hook. He get on the hook. He get on the hook. My own advice to you, the child say, man, can see a second sleep. Just that I want noise, like Mr. Dollar said, he brought all the noise. You're getting not that government. Why you gotta be running around? That the man, that government, he don't want in charge. So nobody should resign until they can follow the process. Then you'll go there. If you not want it, that Joseph Bada will be in yo. But we'll talk tomorrow more. Maybe it's up to you, folks. Your good night. I'm out.
Yeah, my dear brother, thank you so much. And let me say thanks to our guest panelists, all of you. Thank you so much for always being here with us, especially Mr. Dollar and the other my own brother K-Praise. Thank you so much for joining us. And to our brother Louis, actually, I think you actually missed the mark, my dear brother. Maybe you have not been following some of the happening from some of our security apparatus. All we say here is for all security, but at the end of the day, sometimes because maybe we just mentioned about the other AFL, but indeed they are going through a lot. Maybe you haven't followed all of the happening. All you think about is, oh, they get school, they get this, my brother. All these things that just things that you just hearing about. Go there and do your own background check and find out so what really going on. How come when some of the AFL personnel when they leave from their country, when they have some opportunity, they just retire, or in fact they resigned and sent in a resignation and say, thanks to you people, I did for the service for the time, but I will not be able to continue with my service. Even though this thing can happen, but who will want to be enjoying service or maybe something that they into and they want to leave. So 150 is not money, my dear brother. Let the people be able to make at least 500 USD per month. That's what we're saying here. At least. Then you talk about all those things. So are you saying that lawmakers should carry almost 19,000 at home or 17,000, 16,000 or 8,000? Is that what you're saying, my brother Luis? No. So everybody have rights. Thank you so much, and good night to all of you people. We see you when we see. That will be on tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God, the same time and the same show. I'm John C. Mayban Kula. I'm out. Good night from my end.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Supporting our people who willing to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise from them. The work with my life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Play police who make on you. I can't ask you if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask say my jamu. And you no money, the more I get you. And you love me, the more I get you.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Supporting our people who willing to sell. The blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat to San to Bagbolu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.